When John Wayne's family finally opened the doors to his long-sealed estate, no one expected what they'd uncover. Hidden among his personal belongings were items that completely rewrote everything. Fans thought they knew about the Duke. From secret letters and mysterious artifacts to a collection that revealed a side of Wayne the public never saw, what they found stunned even Hollywood historians. It wasn't just a discovery, it was a revelation that shook his legacy to the core. Stay tuned, because what was uncovered inside John Wayne's estate will leave you absolutely speechless. Barry Allen Crompton. Gibb was born on September 1st, 1946, in Douglas, on the Isle of Man. From the very beginning, music wasn't just part of his life, it was the air he breathed. His parents, Hugh and Barbara Gibb, created a home overflowing with creativity, laughter, and melody. The Gibb household was a small universe where every sound mattered, where rhythm and harmony were as natural as conversation. Barry, the second of 5 children, showed an uncanny talent from a young age, crafting songs that carried emotion far beyond his years. When the Gibb family moved first to Manchester, England, and later to Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia, Barry's dream only grew stronger. Alongside his younger twin brothers, Robin and Maurice, he began to shape a sound that would soon define pop music itself. Together, they formed what the world would come to know as the Bee Gees, and from that moment on, destiny had them in its hands. In the late 1950s, the brothers began performing in small venues around Australia, sharpening their harmonies and learning the art of captivating an audience. Their big break came when they caught the attention of influential DJ Bill Gates and visionary producer Robert Stigwood, who encouraged them to return to England. It was a decision that would change the course of music history. From there, the rise of the Bee Gees was meteoric. They became one of the most successful acts in the world, blending heartfelt ballads with revolutionary sounds. Their early hits, such as To Love Somebody and Massachusetts, melted hearts across the globe. But it was the 1970s that truly marked Barry Gibb's golden era. With his now iconic falsetto voice, he helped lead the group into a new musical frontier, spearheading the disco revolution that defined a generation. Songs like Stayin' Alive, Night Fever, and How Deep Is Your Love became timeless anthems, defining not just an era, but an attitude, hopeful, emotional, and full of rhythm. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack wasn't just an album, it was a revolution. It became one of the best-selling soundtracks in history, earning Grammy Awards and forever redefining the sound of popular music. The album's pulsating beats and soaring vocals made the Bee Gees the heartbeat of an entire generation. But for Barry Gibb, the group's creative engine, the story went deeper than fame or fortune. Barry wasn't just a singer, he was a visionary. His talent as a songwriter and producer reached far beyond the shimmering disco lights. He crafted unforgettable songs for icons like Barbra Streisand, Guilty, Diana Ross, Chain Reaction, and the beloved duo Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, Islands in the Stream. His genius lay in his ability to blend genres, balancing innovation with emotion, creating melodies that moved people no matter where they came from. Yet behind all the fame, the glittering lights, and the endless applause, Barry Gibb's life was touched by profound sorrow. Fame brought him unimaginable success, but it also came with devastating loss. The deaths of his brothers, Andy in 1988, Maurice in 2003, and Robin in 2012, tore through him in ways words could hardly describe. Each passing wasn't just a loss of family, but the loss of a piece of his own soul. A silence that lingered where their harmonies once filled the air. Still, Barry never gave in to despair. He carried on with strength and dignity, channeling his grief into music that honored their memory. His 2016 solo album, In the Now, offered a deeply personal look into his heart, the reflections of a man who had seen it all: joy, fame, loss, and survival. He has often said that when he performs, he feels his brothers with him, their voices still intertwined in spirit, echoing across time. Throughout this incredible journey, Barry Gibb has achieved every accolade imaginable. Induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and a knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II in 2018 for his services to music and charity. But behind the spotlight, he has remained humble, grounded, and devoted to the one constant love of his life, his wife, Linda Gray. Together, they built a bond that fame could never break, a partnership rooted in love, loyalty, and faith that carried him through life's darkest moments. Cliff was one of the first artists who made me believe you could be decent and famous at the same time, Barry said in a recent interview, his tone warm with emotion. He remembered their early encounters during the vibrant 1960s, when Cliff Richard had already conquered the charts, while the Bee Gees were still searching for their big break. He never lost his faith, even when the business tried to break him. I respected that, Barry admitted. At a time when the industry was driven by ego and excess, Cliff stood apart, a man of faith, discipline, and humility. For Barry, who had witnessed firsthand the destructive side of fame, Cliff's steadiness was a rare kind of strength. He continued, "When we were still trying to find our sound, Cliff had already done it. He showed us that you didn't have to be American to make it big. You could be from England or anywhere, and the world would still listen." It was a revelation that inspired Barry and his brothers to believe they, too, could make their mark on the global stage. Cliff's early success helped open the doors that allowed artists like the Bee Gees to dream beyond limits, to take British pop to the Ivory-Dyed world. But Barry also spoke about the quiet distance that grew between them over the years. We weren't the kind of friends who called each other every day, but whenever we met, there was always respect. Sometimes life just takes you in different directions. The relentless pace of touring, recording, and fame made it hard to maintain personal connections. When you're on top of the world, you think you have time for everyone, but fame moves faster than friendship, Barry reflected sadly. Still, his admiration for Cliff Richard never faded. What I've always admired most about Cliff is that he stayed true to himself. Even when the world mocked him for being clean-cut or religious, he stood tall. That takes courage. In those words was the voice of a man who knew the cost of authenticity. Barry called Cliff a man who never let the stage change the soul. In a particularly touching moment, Barry reflected on the shared survival that connects them. "We've both seen friends go too soon," he said softly. "Maurice, Robin, Andy, they were my life. And Cliff has lost people too. When you've been in this business as long as we have, you realize that just surviving it is a miracle." His voice trembled slightly as he added, "Cliff's still here, still singing, still smiling. That's strength. That's faith in motion." Barry's reflections revealed not rivalry, but a bond born of shared experience. Two men who weathered the storms of fame and came out still believing in the power of song. "We're both from an era where music came from the heart, not the machine," Barry said. "What I love about Cliff is that he still believes in melody, in lyrics that mean something. That's rare today." Over the years, Barry Gibb and Cliff Richard shared quiet moments of connection. Letters, words of encouragement, and mutual admiration that transcended fame. These small gestures meant more than the public ever realized. Barry often admitted that seeing Cliff Richard still performing with passion and grace gave him the motivation to keep going, even in his darkest hours. "People always want drama, but the truth is simpler," Barry once said softly. "Cliff's a good man, one of the best. He never gave up and he never gave in. That's what I'll always admire about him." Now, at 79, Barry Gibb no longer speaks as a global superstar, but as a survivor. A man who has endured loss, love, and the test of time. His truth about Cliff Richard isn't a confession. It's a heartfelt tribute from one legend to another. Behind the fame and flashing lights lies something far greater. A mutual respect built on shared endurance, quiet faith, and a lifelong belief in the power of music to heal the soul. For Barry Gibb, speaking the truth about Cliff Richard wasn't about secrets. It was about gratitude. Gratitude for a man who proved that faith and fame can walk together, that kindness outlasts chaos, and that real music never dies. After all the years, both legends are still standing, still singing, and still inspiring the world. Because when your art comes from the heart, it never fades. It lives forever in the souls it touches. Thanks for watching.